Hey guys, this is Crystal Rosenthal, just named the interim athletic director here at Concordia University Irvine. You might recognize me as the head softball coach, but now I'm excited to take over this new role. In this time of COVID-19, we wanted to bring you a conversation with our administrative staff. I have Andrea Riche, the associate director
Hello.
of compliance, and I have Brittany Pereda, the assistant athletic director for development. And we just wanted to catch up with you guys today, see how you're doing, kind of share how we're doing. So guys, give a little information to the group out there in CUI athletic land about how you're doing.
My gosh, I know you guys can all probably agree, but this is obviously such an unprecedented time. Like, it's taken me probably up until today to kind of get into a new routine. Like, I don't know about you guys, but this is like the first time I've like done my hair and like put my face together in weeks. But yeah, I mean, there's been uncomfortable days. There's been very relaxed days. There's been busy days. It's kind of all over the place for me. I don't know. What do you think, Andrea?
Yeah, like you said, obviously very unprecedented times, and it's not like we can just call another school and be like, hey, what did you guys do during the coronavirus? Everyone's really going through this for the first time, and so what does it look like to still be productive and like help our student athletes be able to stay on course academically with the goals that they have, even physically, when we can't have any type of care. But I know for me, something that has been huge is really just creating a routine. So still waking up at the same time, well, not exactly the same time because I woke up pretty early, but around the same time, doing my workout, shower, and then start my work day. And then it kind of allows me to stay on my same type of a routine that I did when we were in the office. And I think for me too, it's getting like an afternoon walk in or staying active throughout the day that kind of allows me to help with, the shelter in place. What about you, Crystal?
Yeah, I think I'll speak to the uniqueness of the spring sports. I think the first week or so is getting over the uncertainty of losing a season and dealing with our team, right? And I think all spring athletes are kind of in that boat across the country. I think of understanding and processing the end of something and trying to be there for our student athletes in those sports. And then I think moving forward, understanding, kind of like you said, I actually have to get up and get moving and get myself rolling. I think a big part for me is giving me some time to do things maybe I haven't done enough of. So I gave myself a challenge to read a book of the Bible every couple weeks. So I started with the book of Romans. I'm about halfway through, and then I'm going to work my way back into the Gospels and see if I can accomplish it with that time. But to be honest, for me, it's been very helpful to rely on my faith, to take a deep breath and understand surely God is in control of this, you guys, and He's got a great plan for this. If simply it was to stop and realize what our priorities are. And I think that and spending some time with my family via Zoom, of course, and just members of your family you maybe don't talk to as much as you should, and then engaging with people as much as you can so you don't lose that contact. How about you, Britt?
Yeah, I think, Andrea, you both brought up a really good point. I think that staying your routine as much as possible is really, really helpful. I think just small things like changing your clothes when you get out of bed and putting, new clothes on, obviously, sticking to like your meal schedule. And for me personally, I live alone. So I know a lot of you guys out there can probably relate to this, but I have to make the extra effort to make sure I'm getting kind of that interaction. And it has been a really cool time to reach out to friends and to people, distant family members that I haven't really had a chance to speak to in a while. I haven't been a TV watcher really my whole life. I'm not a huge TV person, but I have had some downtime to catch up on shows that everybody else on the planet has already watched, like Scandal right now. I don't know if you guys have seen Scandal, but Scandal's my jam right now. I know I'm late to the game, but yeah, it's just given me time to kind of self-reflect. I know that personally, my world is always really, really busy, working a lot. We can all attest to that. And it's always go, go, go. And this has really forced me to slow down and just to be more mindful about the things that I'm doing. and really having a plan every single day of something either I want to accomplish, something I want to learn, someone I want to reach out to, and just taking care of myself in a much more mindful way, I think has been very helpful for me. And I think even when life goes back to normal, because it will go back to normal eventually, I think this has been a really good time for me, and I'll definitely incorporate it more into, my busy daily life when we pick back up again. So.
Yeah.
Andrea, I know you're our best probably worker outer of the group. No offense, Brittany, none taken by myself.
No, absolutely.
Give our Concordia Athletics family an idea. What's been your hardest workout? What's been something that you're like, this is a really good at-home workout. I'm going to do this one again.
Yeah, so I go to a gym called Burn Boot Camp, and so it's actually been great because they've been providing live workouts every day, and then our location does workouts every day. So this morning we did a Metcon workout, so metabolic conditioning, and the workouts are about 45 minutes long, and then it's either circuits or type of AMRAP workout. And so this morning it was pretty tough. I personally like it when I get a good sweat in, so it's always good when you can get that heart rate up and you can kind of get moving around. But I would say definitely the cardio ones are the tough workouts for me. But also too, Brittany, like you said, really being intentional with who you're reaching out to. I know for me, I FaceTime my grandparents last week, and I'm like, I don't even know if they know how to use FaceTime, but they know how to answer a call. And so just being able to see them and really being intentional with even people that live alone, people that are really isolated, that don't necessarily have family that's around. And like maybe it's each week you reach out to 3 friends and you just see how they're doing and checking in. I think it really means more than you think. And then the other thing too, like Crystal said, really during this time, it's like, I know we're going to get through this, because the God that I serve and the God that we serve, he's such a big God, and this was already preordained. And so I don't know what's going on in the midst of this. I don't know everything that's going to come from it. And I don't want to minimize, obviously, the terrible things that are happening. But what I do know is that our God is a God of promises, and he loves to give his children great gifts. And so I know that, yeah, we're going through a storm right now, but I know too that we're going to get through it. And through the other side, there's going to be some really great things that God's doing in this season that's going to take us just further and what we can all do with each other. But I think it's really during this time, it's such a gift that we kind of get to rest and be with our families and not have such a busy schedule and just kind of running from everything to the next, but really just getting to rest for a little bit. So that's been nice.
Let's admit it out there in our world, guys. We've all wished for more time and prayed to God that we could have time. So joke's on us a little. He gave us quite a bit. So my encouragement to you today is that you're using it to the best of your ability, and know that your administrative team is in prayer for you and for your families, that you stay safe and healthy first and foremost. But just for some of you, seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, you're at a different stage in your family home or wherever you are at this point, to take a minute and enjoy your parents, your sisters, your brothers, your friends, whoever you're able to be around right now, and really understand, like, we're in this together, all of us, which is why we want to be with you today to explain what Concordia Athletics is going to bring to you. And we really bring this to you as people, not as an administration or your head coaches or your assistant coaches. We are truly in this together. Understand the best way to get through this is going to be to lean on each other in the ways that we can. So we want to introduce what's going to be called Staying the Course, which is going to be a series of podcasts led through either your administration, your support staff, your head coach, your assistant coach, to kind of just let us check in with you, for you to see a familiar face. And I would love Brittany to kind of touch on that a little bit, to say what our goals are for this upcoming podcast series.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we came together kind of as an athletics department, obviously our goal is to just continue to serve our student athletes. And I know that's going to look a little bit differently now that we're not in our offices every day and we don't have the open door policy of just, I miss the interaction of you guys coming down the hall and taking candy and just asking questions and just being available all the time. And we want to reiterate to you guys that we are still available. It's just going to be via email, or if you guys want to, FaceTime or get on a Zoom call real quick. But we just want to create a way to help you guys get through this time. This is, like we said, it's an unprecedented time, and we are doing our best to reach out to you guys in different ways. And so one of the more creative things that we thought of is creating this concept of staying the course, right? And what we're trying to accomplish over the next 5 weeks until the spring semester ends is give you guys kind of a week by week goals and tips and tricks to get through the topic of that week. So each week for the next 5 weeks, we'll have a different topic to cover. So next week, we're probably going to dive into academics and how to stay the course academically, because at the end of the day, we still want you seniors to graduate and be able to be ready for the real world. For those of you that are coming back for another year, for you freshmen, sophomores, for you underclassmen, we want to help you guys get through this semester as normal and as seamless as possible, even though the criteria and your circumstances have changed a little bit. So the topics we'll be covering is academics, physically, how to stay the course. Andrea is probably the go-to guru on that. She can help a little bit with that, but physically staying the course, spiritually staying the course, and emotionally staying the course. So for those of us that are really struggling with the change in dynamics and not having as much interaction with people, feeling like you're isolated, feeling like that you're very disconnected to the rest of the world, how to emotionally and mentally kind of navigate through those feelings, knowing that you're not alone. And then lastly, socially, how to socially stay the course, how to maintain your relationships, how to engage with other people in this way that we're all super unfamiliar with. So hopefully with those 5 things, each week we'll cover a different topic. And the goal of each week is to give you some tangible takeaways of what to do to accomplish and grow in that area that week. So we're really excited about what's to come. We've never done anything like this, so we're super excited to kind of engage with you virtually. And like Crystal mentioned, you're going to see a lot of familiar faces. Your coaches are involved in this, your athletic trainers, and obviously us as administration. And you might get a couple guest speakers. We'll see how this goes, but we're really excited.
Yeah, and Andrea, I know that the university is promoting a hashtag CUI together. Do you want to talk a little bit about maybe what's going on internally at the university, some things that you've seen on social media, maybe some things within the NCAA that you've seen come out, some ways that these student athletes can remain connected?
Yeah, definitely. So a couple of things. So if you are going to use a hashtag, Crystal mentioned we are using the hashtag CUI together, just as a collective whole and moving forward. We are in this together and moving forward. What's to come, and even in the situation right now. So if you guys are going to use a hashtag CUI together, a couple of things that have also been put out through social media. We have a CUI bingo specific to athletics. So if you guys want to interact with that, circle, the different things that you have been a part of. And then I know also too, the Res Life put a bingo out too, specific to the dorm life. And so if you guys want to screenshot that, tag some friends in it, kind of pass that around. A couple other things we have going on. So this Thursday, we have a worship night that is going to be on Instagram Live at CUI Eagles. So it's going to be myself and my friend Will that will be leading us in worship. And then we're going to have Glory Fung, your head athletic trainer, come and speak to us for a couple of minutes. But I think really, we just want to make sure that you guys are still staying engaged. I know it's really tough that we're not all on campus together, but know that we're praying for you. Our hearts are with you, and that we really just want you to know that we're still here. So obviously, too, with this whole coronavirus, there's been a lot of things that have happened within the NCAA. And so you guys might be tired of hearing from me, but just a couple of updates. So the NCAA, specifically for Division II, put out that every single freshman through senior whose spring sports season was canceled will receive that year of eligibility back from the 1920 season, as long as they met the specific criteria. So the criteria is your season had to be canceled because of the coronavirus, you had to be eligible, and then you competed. So as long as you meet those 3, you will receive that year of eligibility. A couple of other things to note is that the entire West region of the NCAA Division II voted that there's not going to be any more CARA. So that is the countable athletically related activities through the end of the school year. So just know that unfortunately we can't do any kind of workouts with our coaches during this time or virtual workouts. I know there are going to be some meetings later on this week that might approve that, but as of right now, no CARA going on. But as there are any new updates, I will make sure to communicate with your coaches and they can also communicate to you. But as Brittany and Crystal said, we want you guys to get through this semester as best as you can. Obviously with the circumstances, everything that we're facing, it's definitely uncharted waters.
Thanks, guys. And in closing, we just want to let you know how you can find us. So our goal is every Tuesday on CUIEagles.com, our new podcast will come out. You'll get to check us out. It will be advertised on all of our social media links, so you're able to find it easily. And I just want to encourage you, if you're struggling, if you need someone, our administrative staff is available, our training staff, from our SID to our President Michael Thomas Dr. Thomas has done a phenomenal job sending out a couple videos, but I truly say this, the entire campus here at Concordia Irvine is here. We want to support you in any and all ways that we can. We are excited for the day when you can return and we can be sending you emails about your physicals and getting your forms in, and we are gearing up for competition. But just trust that as this podcast comes out, if you need something from one of us, please do that. We will continue to pray for you, pray for your families, and just be eager and anxious for our return in the fall of 2020. So guys, thank you for joining me today. We're excited to kick off this podcast and know our head coaches are going to do wonderful things as we move forward, as well as our assistants and our support staff. So thanks for joining us today. We hope this finds you well, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.
See you soon, everyone.